Hi beautiful people, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. Welcome to another video. Hi, my name is Tenta, and let's go to the castle, shall we? I'm headed straight to the castle.
I'm headed straight for the castle. They wanna make me their queen.
Okay, so hi you guys, how you doing? What's going on? What's up? Yeah, so as you can see from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about this book I've been reading. Let me just show you this book I've been reading. It's called Starting Over by Jack Sheffield. I hope I haven't pronounced it wrong, but it's Starting Over by Jack Sheffield. I'll have it up right next to me here. Yeah, so you can know what we're talking about. So I'm going to be talking about this book, what it's about, and all those things, and then have like a mini catch-up session with you at the end of the video. Let's do that, shall we? Okay, so before we get started, you guys, don't forget to subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. I want to say, because as I said, I think somewhere like in my January videos, I'm really trying with the whole consistency thing of where we have like a video each week, but it would really mean a lot to me if you would subscribe, because I'm trying to do this YouTube thing to see, if it's for me, and it would be nice to really have you fully on board with me. So let's get started. So this is it's not a book review. Sorry. I wouldn't classify this as a book review. So maybe it's like a mini book review, but it's mostly what I learned from reading this book. So history of the book is I got this book. I hope the owners don't come into my inbox and go say, "Don't bring back our book." I will return it when I come back to Zambia, but I got this book like on a loan. It was supposed to be like one of my reading books for like my trip to Norway. So yeah, but then I never got to read it the whole time I was in Norway. I mean, I did start reading it, but I never finished. I think I read maybe 10 pages of it, and then my kind of like spirit was not there and all that. So the basic the basic, look at me. So the title of the book is called Starting Over, and it was written by Jack Sheffield. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Mr. Sheffield. And it's the first book that I've ever reading from this author. Yes, and apparently it's like a book in a series of books. So it's like one of those books. I'm not really sure whether I'm going to get like the whole series. I haven't decided yet. So yes, and it's set in the 1950s. So it's basically talking about the years between, I think, from 1952 or so. That's the setting of the book, and this book uses English. Each time I told like people when I was reading this book, like, I'm reading a book that uses like English, like it has the deep kind of British English. Anyway, that's beside the point. But it's a really, really good book. I would recommend, if you're a literature person especially, who loves to dive deep into literature and have like that deep understanding of English, it's a very good book for that. So yes, the plot of the book is about a young lady who's a teacher, and her mother and her little brother Freddie, they moved to a village in the outskirts of like London, I think, or something like that. I don't remember the names, and I'm not going to look through the book for you guys because I read this like a month ago. So yes, so the basic plot twist. Guys, what's wrong with me today? Okay, so the basic plot twist is this young woman who lives with her mother and her younger brother Freddie. They moved to a small town just on the outskirts of London. I think it's on the outskirts of Yorkshire or something like that. And she's a school teacher at regular school, so it's like they moved to like a village kind of setting in the outskirts. So yeah, so it's a small town. They have one general store, one doctor's office, you know, one school where she teaches. It's not even like a secondary school, it's a primary school. So that's where she goes. And you know, it's for them, they move right after her father passes away. So this was just after the Second World War, I think. I'm not sure if it was after the First or the Second World War, but yes. And you know, so they move. For them, it's a fresh start. It's a fresh start in a new part of like their country, and nobody knows them there. You know the thing. You know the vibes. And it's good, I would say. And it's going on good, you know. She gets to meet new people, she makes new friends, her mother is making new friends as well, her little brother is well seated in his school, and it's good. And she falls in love with this man, and the head teacher also at the school she was teaching to, you know, has like that affection towards her. And it's an easy life. It's just the main plot in the book is that before she moved to this town, when they moved to this town, for them it was a fresh start. They moved to start afresh right after her father had passed away, and leaving everything that happened in the past behind, because a lot had happened for her in the past behind. So, and the unveiling of the plot twist, I don't want to give away so much just in case somebody out there is interested and would love to read it. But at the ending of the book, it turns out that her little brother is actually her son, and her mother have been keeping it a secret because they live in a world where at the time it was not acceptable for a single woman to be having children, because I mean, why are you having children? You're married. Yes. And also it was that thing of where not only was that child illegitimate, but that child was from a German man, and it was just like after World War, so those like, you know, Nazis and stuff. So it was just unraveling that, and the man she fell in love with in the new town and in her new life and all that, she failed to fully commit to him because of this kept secret between her and her mom. And yeah, I think that's basically the plot twist. So it was just him finding out, and then before he confronted her about it, he actually spoke to the German guy, because the German guy came into town and was stalking her, and you know, trying to see his son and yada yada yada. You know that, okay guys, it's a lot. It's a very big book, as you can see. It's a lot. It's a big book. So yes. So basically that's that coming out. Okay, it didn't really come out because the guy she was interested in spoke to the guy that she had a kid with, and then, you know, he put two and two together and yada yada yada. So okay, the point is eventually they lived happily ever after, because he found out and he agreed to keep the secret, because at the time everybody would shame her, and she had like a really good position. She was the loved school teacher and all that. That's about the book. That's the story of the book. I would recommend it. It's a very good read. You just need patience, because as I said, I feel it's more of a literature read than it is a basic novel kind of read, because the English is a lot, guys. You're like, oh, McDonald had a farm, yeah, yo. That's the language in there. Yes, so I wanted this to be, you know, we talk about the book a little bit, and then I wanted to share my lessons from the book. So firstly is, I learned, because this was set in the 1950s, so between 1952 and 1953, I learned there was like a specific kind of role for men and women at that time. And you can still see, even with the coming of feminism and gender equality, this in our day and age, we still have like defined male and female kind of roles. Yes, I said it. They are still defined male and female kind of. They're there, whether we like to accept it or not. They are there. And for me, this book just helped me understand like roles in relationships in general. Like in every relationship, you have to have a role. Most definitely, you have to play a part to be part of that relationship. The first thing I learned was that. Secondly is that the roles of women have actually really improved, looking at the time and the setting of this book and the time we have now. We women have gone beyond the borders, and you know, women are soldiers now, and they've gone beyond the boundaries that were set back then. There's been a lot of evolution, and for that I just commend all the women out there who are breaking barriers. You know, I commend you. Okay, not lastly. Okay, so for me, this book kind of came like at the right time, because as I said, I kept it for a whole year without reading it, and then I came to read it this year in 2021, and it actually made me understand that it was actually right for me to leave Zambia and come here on my excavations, because I needed to. I know a lot of people don't, I know a lot of people go through a lot of bad things, worse things than the things that happened to me that drove me to leave and just say that I want to go somewhere and start over. And I really do find myself very, very lucky that I actually got the chance to move across the world and start over. For me, it's incredible. So that made me understand why that had to happen to me, or why I got the chance. I want to say that, why I got the chance to actually move across the world to start over. This book made me understand that. Secondly, I got to understand more of myself reading this book, in that I got to understand the struggles that I've been facing in terms of connecting with people, having relationships, and actually even getting and committing to a relationship again. I experienced like grief kind of like back to back and I just gave up and said that, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. So I started looking for each and every opportunity out there to just up and leave. And for me, I got the chance and I upped and left and just got like, it felt like I got like, you know, a blank page and I could start over. But then it's just that thing of what the past just keeps sometimes seeping back, and you can't not live without it, or you can't not, because these are lessons that you've learned. Anyway, not so much until we're talking about the book. So the book made me understand that kind of emotional detachment that I had actually had with myself and with other people, and helped me start to build on that, which I have been doing, and I would admit it's going, you know, it's going a little bit great, and I'm more comfortable with myself and with my element, and I actually realize I made the best decision to leave, actually. Yes. So those are my lessons from the book, you guys. I think if I have the courage, I will do a video talking about grief and how I have been dealing with my grief, because I have gotten, I think, 5 or 6 messages in my inbox asking me, like, when somebody goes through something, when somebody close to them dies and they just don't know what to do. I know I used to post a lot about it when it happened to me, and I guess that's why people would feel comfortable messaging me to hear what I think or what I'm feeling and all that. And then afterwards I just shut down and stopped. But if I have the courage to do it, I will do it. And if you who are watching this video feel like it's something that you will benefit from if I talked about grief, my grief at least, I'm not going to talk about grief in general because we experience grief in different ways, but my grief, my story, and the main reason why I actually moved from Zambia, and you know, yeah, let me know in the comments. Let me know, hit me up on Instagram and let me know. And if I have courage, I have said, if I have courage, I will talk about it. Yeah. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching my video. I know this was like, you know, just to sit down and just me talking, but thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, you guys. Let's build and grow together, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.